Hello. Thanks for following, you guys. I just wanted to pop on and say thanks for being on this journey with me. And I guess I should tell you how I got started on my journey. First of all, I do want to tell you that my mom and my aunt are all breast cancer survivors, so it does run in my family. A lot of people are always like, how do you know if you have cancer? How do you know all this stuff? The truth is, the scary truth is you don't, you guys. I'm gonna stand up for this. You don't. So I started seeing a breast cancer specialist about 2 years ago because my mom and my aunt obviously had cancer, so I was very highly susceptible, but I thought I would get it more in my 50s because they were postmenopausal when they got it, and so I wasn't expecting it in my 30s. But I had been seeing a breast specialist, so getting MRIs, ultrasounds, mammogram, like rotating every 6 months for about 2 years prior to my diagnosis. I never missed an appointment. I always went to my OBGYN annual appointment where they do a check then, obviously. And then I got my annual physical done with blood work every single year. And then they do a check, like check your blood tests, check all the things, obviously. And I even get my dermatology exam every year to make sure, because I'm so fair-skinned and I've got a lot of freckles and damage, as you can see. So I was one of those people that was like on it every year, got all my exams, because I'm like, insurance pays for it. I'm freaking gonna get it. So did that, and everything looked good. I had really no abnormal, like I got an ultrasound and mammogram in August of 2023. And then by February, that was like the first time I can remember noticing it, 2024, I had a rather large lump in my left breast. And I had like 2 years prior a lump in my right breast that went away. And we got a mammogram or an MRI for that, and it turned out like the MRI didn't see anything, and they were like, if it was something, like we would have seen it on the MRI. And so I was thinking like, oh, this left one is just the same. It's like the same deal. I was having some hot flashes at night, but I'm 39, so you just kind of like, well, it comes with the territory. Or maybe I had too much red wine or something that night, so I didn't really think too much into it. I had been telling the doctors for the last 2 years that I was super exhausted, but they tested my thyroid, like tested a bunch of stuff, and were just kind of like, you're a mom. You're supposed to be tired. That's just life of being a mom. And I actually gained the most weight that I have gained. So this is a real vlog, so you'll hear my kids in the background, but yeah, so I gained about 10 pounds or more. So again, they tested my thyroid, and I had some breast leakage. I did have leakage. They tested some other hormones and stuff, and everything came back normal. I even got tested before that for like ovarian cancer because I had like a cyst that looked abnormal on my ovaries. So I had been tested for a lot of things. I've gotten a lot of blood work prior to this. And then, since everything came back normal, I did get on this as soon as I could. Like I got an appointment as soon as I could and got it checked, but everything was so normal in all my exams and all my tests that I was like, oh, surely this is going to be nothing. Just like the last breast, but they did a biopsy of the tissue, and I got my results within a couple of days, and it was cancer, triple negative. And they gave me an MRI right after that confirmed everything, and I decided to get treatment out of town because we live in a small town, and so the treatment options are pretty limited, and we only have one breast specialist in this town. And so I was like, I want somebody else. So we moved on to that, and that's been hard because I'm traveling a lot with the kids in school. So anyway, that's kind of my story, is like, yes, I have a history. Yes, I got checked constantly and consistently. Did I have any symptoms that would be like flashing big red signs like you have cancer or all this stuff? To me, no, but looking back and Googling, it does say like night sweats could be a sign of it. I didn't have any pain really. It felt like an irritated like skin rash almost, where the cancer was, like almost like you rubbed something too raw. That's what it kind of felt like, but no like throbbing pain, no crazy thing like that. It was pretty dull. And I even felt like it was starting to go away. So lucky for me, I went in and got checked as soon as I could get an appointment, and they were able to do the biopsy that day. And I did have a mammogram and another ultrasound, and it was in that ultrasound and mammogram that they were like, you need to get this biopsied. So that's kind of my story, my family history. All the ladies in my family, including myself, have been genetic tested, and nothing in our genes says we have cancer, but clearly there's something, because my mom, her sister got it, and their aunt got it, and now I got it. And I'm super, like, the first thing I thought was like, I'm gonna be super scared for my daughter and even my son, because I have a cousin who had cancer, blood cancer, different type, but I don't even know if he's safe. So there's probably something in our genes. We're gonna look into genetic testing even further, maybe with Mayo Clinic or some other place, to see if they can kind of uncover like what gene is doing this. So that's my story. Please ask all the questions you want. Like, it can be hard thinking you have cancer. And I know I've thought it for a lot of years, and here we are. So maybe it was like, something I spoke into the world, but I doubt it. But anyway, I'm a big believer in God and Jesus, and I know like I'm taken care of. And this journey is not going to be an easy one. It hasn't been so far, but that's my start and what I found out and how I found it. A lot of people like to know different stories, like, how did you spot it? What did it feel like? So I actually found it through a self-exam. So I was just like checking self-exam. So don't forget to do those at home. Don't forget to schedule your mammograms. If you have a history, get a breast specialist and get a mammogram, an ultrasound, and then 6 months later, you'll get an MRI, and you do something every 6 months, which insurance doesn't cover, unfortunately, but you got to do what you got to do to stay alive. So I just wanted to share my initial story with you guys. And if you have questions, please ask. I would love it. And I just can't wait to be with you on this journey. And I want to hear about your journey of, if you're going through a hard time or you're struggling, or something's just like not feeling right, I want to give you encouragement to go see a doctor, to empower yourself to, speak up for yourself and not feel silly. Because a lot of us do unfortunately feel silly when we go see the doctor. We're like, there's probably nothing wrong. I'm probably wasting the doctor's time. But if you have insurance, like, I'm always just like, if I have any little thing wrong, I'm going to the doctor. I'm going. I don't care. That's what the insurance pays for. So I want to encourage you to advocate for yourself, to feel like you go. It's the same thing as your like mama intuition. Like when you know something's wrong with your kid and the doctor's like, they're fine. And you're like, no. It's the same thing. Do the same thing for yourself. So anyway, let me know your story. Let me know your questions. I love you guys. And I will talk to you soon.